Hey everyone, welcome to the RDG Sports Channel with your boy RDG. We are in the building. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you'll be informed every time I drop the latest new video. Let's get right to it. Hey man, hey, salute to the Commanders, man. They took care of business. They stood on it. They stood on business, man. 40-7 annihilation of the Carolina Panthers. But let's check this out though. Let me just say this off the break. Jayden Daniels' mother, Miss Jackson, tweeted out saying he's fine. And it looked like he was fine on the sideline, how he was engaging with everyone, cheering, high-fiving, laughing at Mariota when Mariota tried the juke move and got upended, you know what I'm saying, for the last drive of the scoring drive they had, that is. I thought that was funny too. I'm like, look at Mariota, man. Hey, man, you're a little bit up on the flip side of age right now, man. So just in case Jayden Daniels don't play, which I think he is next week, based on what his mom's saying and based on his demeanor on the sideline, I think he's gonna be primed and ready to go for that big showdown against Caleb Williams, the #1 pick overall, which everybody knows it should have been Jayden Daniels, but that's another story though. Yeah, you dig? So, 2 interceptions to open up the game. My man, Fowler with the return. The INT, the pick six. You know, it was gifted, but guess what? Fowler said he'll take it. He will take it, and I'll take it too. If I was him, I'll take it too. You know what I mean? Also, Emmanuel Forbes with an interception, first interception of the year. You know, that was just, those type of plays right there. You need those type of plays to let a team know you have no chance. We're not going to give you no hope. We're going to step on you early and often. We're going to take you seriously. We're not sleeping on you. And that's what great teams do. They annihilate bad teams. That's what you're supposed to do. They play the good teams tough, and they annihilate the bad teams. You're not on my level yet. Get down. Stay down. I got a little bit of notes here. Hey, man, my man Luvu is a monster, man. You know, he's playing lights out, man. He's playing like the commentator said, playing like his hair's on fire, man. Luvu, salute to Luvu, man. Luvu is playing big-time football for us this year, man. He's all that in a bag of chips, all that we have hoped for, and then some. I knew Luvu was good, was a good player. You know, he was hustle-hard player, stuff like that. But he's having a breakout year. So Dan Quinn and those guys, some of those guys are paying dividends. And you got to tip your hat off to guys like Joe Witt, Dan Quinn, and their position coaches, man. This don't happen by just luck. This happened because guys are in there, coaches in there teaching these guys, and guys putting in the work and believing in and buying into what the coaches are speaking and how they're teaching. So when you got all players on board like that, a few players going to stand out. Some just ain't gonna cut it. Those are the ones that's not going to get on the field. A la the guy, I think his name was Davis. He was playing cornerback for us early in the season, and he was getting torched out there, and immediately they took him out of the game because he was no match for any of the wide receivers that he was guarding at that particular time. So glad that they took him out, moved on from him. The defense didn't get better at that particular time, but you can see the defense is starting to make strides. That was a tough prior to the Baltimore Ravens game, they was playing lights out defense. People could say they played against Cleveland and Arizona and stuff like that, but they're an NFL team. Those teams got talented players on the opposite side of the field too. So, on the other side of the ball, I mean. But hey, you got to play what's in front of you, right? And this is what you do to mediocre offenses. You dominate them. You don't let a mediocre offense. See, in years past, we would allowed a mediocre offense to come in here and steamroll us and put up 20-something, 30 points on us. But as you can see, Joe Witt and Dan Quinn knows how to stuff these I'm gonna call them low income offenses. They know how to shut these low income offenses down, which is what you're supposed to do. People may say, oh man, they ain't playing nobody. This is just like how the Bills beat the Titans today. They annihilated them 34-10. This is what you're supposed to do to teams that's not on your level. That's just like a player, an NBA player that's 7 feet and gets caught on a mismatch with a guy that's 6'5" or 6'4", guarding him in the post. He's supposed to shit on him. He's supposed to. Good teams annihilate bad teams. New England made a living beating the AFC East, torturing the AFC East. You know why? Because they had a bunch of bad teams in that division. That's why New England dominated that division. That's what you're supposed to do. So stop, people. Stop. Please stop saying we didn't play no high octane offense. Who cares? I'd rather play. You don't want to play a high octane offense every week. You know, you don't. You need a break. This was a break game. This is a game that Jayden Daniels didn't have to come back in. We had this game fully under control. It was 27-0 at halftime. Jayden Daniels went in. He probably looked at the scoreboard and was like, you know what? The doctor and all, man, you don't need to go back in the game. Go ahead and, put this heat pad on you or ice pack on you, whatever the case may be. Man, go back out there. Put on your regular clothes. You don't need to go back out there. We got this game under full control. Yeah. Brian Robinson, man, he had a big game today, So did Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin and Brian Robinson, Zach Ertz, those guys, man, and always Steady Eck, man. Eckler, that is. I call him Steady Eck, man. He's always contributed somehow, man. Eckler is a beast, man. I told y'all, you guys, if you guys been following me, man, I said this when we first got him, man. He was one of my favorite running backs. Before coming here, it was certain things that I like about him. The guy always getting into the end zone, always making a play. When he was playing out in LA, to him and Justin Herbert connection, man, was lights out, man. You know what I'm saying? Austin was always an exciting player to watch. And that's why I liked him, because I felt like he was an exciting player. And he gives you effort, man. He gives you everything he got out there, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not the bell cow kind of guy, but he's going to make it happen, man, with a lot of passion and just heart, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to give you all he got. My man Seibert just keep on making them field goals, man. He's just making it look easy out there. One extra point, the ball kind of like went flat. I don't know what happened on that one. Maybe I think it's the trajectory of which he's kicking. I think he's kicking a line drive sometimes, and that way, guys are putting their hands and be able to put a hand on it, which causing it to wobble like that. I think that's on the team scouting report. He kind of line drives it, and that way guys is able to put their hands on it. But I think moving forward, he might want to correct that, because we may need him for a game-winning field goal in a tough game, and that's on the scouting report. Teams are able to fish that out, and that's what they're going to continue to do. And I also saw in this game, which I saw in previous games, guys is coming on that side hard. So they might want to correct that, look at that on film. These guys are getting so close to blocking that kick coming from the side. They're coming hard from the side. So it's some chink in the armor right there on the special team. It didn't hurt them yet, but I think on a big game, you don't want it to be on a big game, especially if we manage to get into the playoffs and we face one of the teams where it's going to come down to a game-winning field goal kick, and that's on the scouting report, and they haven't cleaned that up. You might want to go ahead and start, looking at that. Hopefully this video will get out to the masses, and the only way that can happen if you guys hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Quick plug in. But anyway, they might want to clean that up. Drops early on by D. Brown and Ertz, trying to adjust to Mariota's passing. I thought Mariota came in, he did a sensational job. First of all, I know I was shitting on Mariota earlier, what I'm saying, when we first got him. I'm like, man, come on, man. This guy's terrible. But you look at a guy like Sam Darnold, right? He was terrible. He went to Minnesota, and first of all, he went to San Francisco, got tightened up out there, right? Saw Brock Purdy and how he played and, how efficient he was and stuff like that. I think he put some stuff in his toolbox. So by the time he got with Kevin O'Connell over in Minnesota, and Kevin O'Connell is a master at calling plays, that fits his quarterback, that fits his personnel. And I think when he went over there, it was like a rebirth. So sometimes what I'm trying to say is sometimes a player can go somewhere else under the right tutelage and the right offensive coordinator and the right skill set of players around him, that can propel a player to bring out their best. And I think that's what's happened to Mariota. If you look at him perform out there today, although it was against a sorry Carolina defense, still the guy looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the football. And also, he bought himself some time in the pocket for guys to get open. So I thought those things, the intangibles that I was looking for, he didn't get flustered out there, you know what I'm saying, when the pressure was on him, because they were sending the blitz every chance they got at Mariota. And Mariota, 75 to 85% of the time, he made them pay when they chose to do so. So moving forward against the Chicago Bears, he gave me a vote of confidence that somebody that we can rely on if need be. I want to know exactly what Butler, number 35, was thinking about on special teams on that punt coverage when Carolina clearly had fully control of the where they wanted to down the ball, to recover the ball, just to down it, so it won't bounce no more. Jeremy Butler comes over there and was getting close to the ball. I'm like, bruh, back up, bruh. We don't need no situation to where as though we can give them any kind of hope, momentum, anything. I'm glad that ball didn't took a wrong bounce, because he was mighty close. He was inches away from that ball when that guy was still trying to grab at that ball. Just imagine if that guy would have just fumbled the ball and they would have touched Jeremy Butler, and the other Carolina players was coming over there also, and one of them would have scooped it up and went in the touchdown. I mean, things like that can change the momentum. You don't want that, man. So moving forward, man, stay away from the ball. Oh, yeah, I thought the game was going to be a lot closer than what it was. Not saying that we was going to win by a touchdown. No, I never thought that. I thought we was going to win by just like 2 touchdowns, like 27-13, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was going to be an annihilation, a domination. You know what I'm saying? I mean, goodness gracious. Andy Dalton, I had a little bit respect for Andy Dalton as far as like he'll be able to put some points on the board. It's not Bryce Young. So Andy Dalton can, you know what I'm saying? He's a savvy veteran. But last time he played us, we annihilated him when he was with the Dallas Cowboys. So that shouldn't surprise me. The only win he got against us was when Jay Gruden was on his team and he was a rookie or second-year starter or something second-year player, and he beat us in Cincinnati when Jay Gruden was his offensive coordinator. That was the last time that Andy Dalton beat us. Other than that, Andy Dalton couldn't beat us when he was with Dallas and can't beat us when he was with Carolina. So, yeah. Yeah, I like to point out Ertz, Robinson, Eckler, McLaurin, and my man Ben Sinnott even got in on the action and got a catch for a touchdown. But McLaurin, tough, savvy veteran, man. I think he had close to 100 yards on that last play. He had 73. Before that was like 5 catches, 73 yards. Then he had like a 20-something yard catch. So I think it was like a 23-yard catch on that play from Mariota to McLaurin. That was a tough throw and tough catch. It was a scramble drill, actually. So I think it wasn't a 30-yard catch. So it's probably around maybe 24 yards. So he was close to 100 yards on 6 catches. So he had a good game out there also. Shout out to Terry McLaurin. But Zach Ertz, a tough son of a gun, man. He dropped passes early, but he came back and redeemed himself, especially with a touchdown pass catch right before the half. Shout out to Zach Ertz, Brian Robinson, Eckler, like I always gave these guys a shout out already. Cliff Kingsbury and Mariota is in sync, seems to be in sync. No JD5, no problem. Business as usual. Hey, man, shout out to the defense, man. Defense dominated today, man. They dominated. They did their thing out there, man. Baltimore was a tough sledding last week. You got it going up against two-headed monster. We only lost by 7. So, if they would have made a couple of stops that game, we probably been singing a different tune. Probably been singing a tune of 6-1. But hey, it is what it is, baby. We 5-2, still atop the NFC East by a half a game because the Philadelphia Eagles decided that they wanted to kick the Giants' ass today. So we got a half a game lead. Hopefully, we'll keep the momentum next week against Chicago Bears, and the Eagles will lose, and then we'll still have sole possession of first place and don't have to worry about Eagles sharing no first place or getting in first place above us. So, yeah, let's keep on up, man. And I'm happy with the day's win. And I know the Commander Nation is fired up and happy. Everybody going to work happy tomorrow all week until we meet Chicago next Sunday at 4 o'clock at Northwest Stadium, baby. Commanders fans, rise up. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, this your boy, Albert DJ. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, let me just go past stats real quick. I'm sorry. The Commanders totally dominated, man. 35 times possessed, 3508 to 2492. 26 first downs to Carolina's 10. 421 yards to Carolina's 180. Passing yards, 207 to Carolina's 85. Rushing yards, we super dominated, 214 yards to 95. We had 8 penalties. 49 total return yards to Carolina 133, and you know why? Because we kept kicking the ball off to them. We had 63 more plays to their 43, so that's 20 more. At yards per play was 6.7, so we was just, man, 2 turnovers to none. You look at that 6.7 yards per play. There was no stopping, man. There was no stopping. But anyway, everybody played a heck of a game. Andy Dalton was 11 out of 16 for 93 yards, 2 picks. Chuba Hubbard, 17 carries, 52 yards. Miles Sanders came in and three carries for 34 yards. They didn't do much in the receiving game. Let's go to my Commanders and see what their stats was looking like. I don't want to see no Carolina stats. Let's see here. Mariota, 18 out of 23, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 142.64. Rushing yards, Jeremy McNichols, 7 carries, 42 yards, 6 on the average. Jayden Daniels, 3 carries, 50 yards. Oh, what a run, that 46-yard run. I forgot to touch on that. That 46-yard run was the reason why his ribs was all messed up. I knew he hurt his ribs on that play also. Marcus Mariota, 11 rushes, 34 yards. Brian Robinson, 12 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown. Noah Brown, only 1 catch today for 16 yards. 4 catches for Zach Ertz, 40 yards. Ben Sitt, a couple of catches, 6 yards and a touchdown. Also, Zach Ertz had a touchdown. De'Ami Brown had 1 catch for 23 yards. Mariota overshot him early. Would have had more. Poor guy. Austin Eckler's only with 2 receiving yards. 2 catches for 3 yards today. That's not like Austin. Okay, McLaurin, 6 catches, 98 yards. 25 was the longest. Okay, that pass was 25. Olamide Zaccheaus, 4 receptions, 25 yards. Mike Stanford still had a nice game today. He had 6 tackles. Let me see. Sacks, Louisville and Dante Fowler each had a sack. Interceptions, Emmanuel Forbes and Fowler. Fowler low-key had a good game, man. You know, low-key wise. 2 tackles. 2 tackles assisted on, 1 sack and an interception. Hey, man, low-key good game, man. Yeah, Fowler, yeah, keep doing. We need that, man. We need more impact plays from our ends, man. So if you guys can keep providing that, man, hey, we be in good shape, man. That helps out the back end. You know, when the back end locks up, that helps out the guys, make guys get home and get sacked. So we need y'all total team effort out there. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy, Albert DJ. Peace.